Hey, it's Tom with Guys Games and Beer, and we are here at day 3 of Gamehole 2024. If you've been following, we have been plowing through the interviews and some gameplay. In fact, we were just playing a game before we started this interview, but I'm here with...
I'm Drunken Larry from Guys Games and Beer, and we are with...
I'm Bill Webb. I'm the CEO of Frog God Games, Necromancer Games.
And I'm Zach Glazar. I'm the COO of Necromancer Games and Frog God Games.
So, guys, we've got a whole bunch of new stuff to talk about. For those of you who've seen the show before, these guys create such amazing content, and it's such a breakneck pace. Sometimes it's horrifying. So let's talk about what you've been up to for the last year.
Well, I think we're almost up to 600 individual SKUs. A career in the last 22 or 25 years, I guess.
25. Almost 25.
25th anniversary will be this January. And so we've been at this a long time. We do make a lot of material, and we typically do between 5 and 8 big products every year, and then probably about 15 or 20 individual modules, something like that.
Yeah, 12 to 15, depending on what we're using for. We use some of our Kickstarter support, but a lot of them we do on smaller platforms, just to make, because we like making short softcover modules like we remember, and so we do really special prints of those about 12 times a year.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about some of those today.
No,
So,
sure.
and just for those of you who can see in the lower corner, we've got laid out what they're doing, and so let's talk about a little bit what you guys have been up to.
Yeah, so let's to highlight a couple of products that have come out recently. Probably the big box set there is the one we want to focus on first. And this is a adventure called The End of Everything. It's written by Alex Kammer, the very own sponsor. He's the guy who runs Gamehole Con, and he's also one of the owners of True Dungeon. And he and a guy named Alan Patrick, who's another former Wizards of the Coast guy, it's really heavy, I know, have done this beautiful book and separately a box set of their adventure. It's kind of unique in that it incorporates it's almost like a cross between Call of Cthulhu and Dungeons and Dragons. You end up siding with and allying with gnolls who beat evil stuff with tentacles.
So, needless to say, I may have backed the Kickstarter on this one because it was like, oh yeah, it's got everything.
Solid, man. And I'm really proud of this. We sold a lot of them, and we still have them for sale. You can
Third piece of map?
No,
There's
it's
a
GM screen.
GM screen, yeah. It's GM screen that has the corruption rules. So it's sort of like when I said it was Call of Cthulhu. If you want to flip the inside of that open, Mel.
Other
the other side.
She wants to show the beautiful artwork off too.
The artwork's pretty nice.
It's 44 inches wide.
Wow.
And they call it W folded.
Yeah.
And that's the kind we like the best. But it was really important. The collector's edition version was the one thing that one of my contributions recently to Frog God was to make sure that Alex Kammer's been very good to us. We want to make a collector's edition really worthy of how great this book was. We worked on this book for almost 2 years, and we're just really proud of how it came out. There's also the collector's edition version of it has a 16-page booklet that has some more extra rules that we did as PDF only on the Kickstarter. It was printed only in the collector's edition, so we have very few of those left. We sold very many of those. We're very proud of them.
It's gorgeous.
Our main distributor asked me how many units they could have, and I was like,
10.
10. And so, I asked her how many they wanted, and she's like, how many can we have? And I was like, 10 of them, maybe. So I think we're gonna have a slight surplus of these in the warehouse after I've completed fulfillment to Kickstarter, make sure everybody's got theirs, nothing got driven over by a mail
Noble
truck
Knight will
or
have a
anything
few.
Noble Knight will have 10.
All right.
And I think ACD also got 10. But I might have another 10 or 15 of these things available in about 3 weeks in the warehouse.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Someone was jumping into this game, an experienced tabletop player, but jumping into this one, would the mechanics in that feel fairly similar? But
Yeah, I mean,
It's more of an add-on, like add-on mechanics, and they don't change really the mechanics of the game at all. So yes, it would seem familiar, but that's why the GM screen is so nice with Collector's Edition, because all the add-on rules are right there for you to reference. It has to do with it's got a really cool mechanic about how you move play along, because the longer you wait, the worse everything gets around you, and then if you don't make it on time, it's the end of everything.
The end of everything. Yeah.
But yeah, so we have plenty of the regular edition books for sale. But again, the last few of those are going to go on sale in about 2 weeks, and I think they're going to be gone.
Yeah, something tells me.
They'll be gone within a couple days.
So I'm gonna say right now, thing is all the creators, literally all the creators of the game are here. If you happen to be around the con today, you should. If you haven't already gotten a copy, get a copy and maybe find Bill.
Yeah, you can get it signed by both of the guys who wrote it and anyone from the company that's here.
Yeah, it would.
Both Alan and Alex are here.
Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about making a nice collector's piece? Yeah. All right. So you got a whole bunch. But
Yeah,
that's
we
just,
brought a bunch of
that's
stuff.
just the tip of the
That's
absolute
just the
iceberg
most
here.
recent release.
All right. So what else
So,
have you got new for
so the
us?
other thing is, those of you who followed us or have seen the kind of work we've done over the years will know this already. But we've it's the there should be some Christmas stuff. There's that packet and then the Orcus, the one that says the Orcus that guy. So every year
Since 2018.
2018, we have done a Christmas module,
I love this idea.
and they're all focused on Orcus being our mascot, right? They're all focused on Orcus stealing Christmas. And so this is the I guess the sixth, or fifth. What is it?
That would be the fifth one.
The fifth one. We've got a packet of some of the older ones, and then but the new one's there, and it even has a Christmas Carol.
I believe yes, it does.
Probably have to get my wife.
The package actually has a fold and print Christmas ornament with Orcus on it, so you can celebrate Christmas in the kind of style that your family would appreciate. No, but the titles are How Orcus Stole Christmas and Orcus in Winter Wonderland, Orcus on 34th Level, and the one called the Yule Cat, and that one's based on an Icelandic legend. It's one of our longer ones. It's a beautiful book that has been underappreciated. But Anthony Pryor, who's been writing for D&D games for the Dark Sun and before, his first credits were BattleTech and Foz of BattleTech. So he's been around forever. He wrote the Yule Cat one. That was his idea. It was great. I love that Steve Winter wrote Orcs in Winter Wonderland. I always thought that was clever. No, and so when we've done actually many holiday models. We did one for Thanksgiving. We've done one for Arbor Day. We've done one for 4th of July.
Turkey demon.
We've done two for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And the last one, I liked both of them a lot. So we put a lot of effort into it just to make sure that they're fun, they're one-shots, they're great. Because we do so many of the softcover books, it allows us to do fun things like that. The commitment is, for us, less risky to do a few. And actually, the holiday ones are kind of evergreen, if you put it that way, like a Christmas tree.
We got a
They
4th of
play like-
July one.
I
We got,
appreciate that you did a couple Thanksgiving ones.
Yeah,
the Thanksgiving one's hilarious.
we have a Feast of the Fork, and the other one is the Feast of the Gobbler. Yeah.
Feast of the Gobbler, yeah.
Yeah, Feast of the Fork we have at the booth. Feast of the Gobbler we've been out of forever.
Yeah.
One of the things about the small ones is we do very small print runs of them because we make them 100-pound paper, gloss with specialty covers. We go out of our way because a local place where I live in Arizona, they mostly make fancy wedding invitations and things like that. And I'm in a really small town in Arizona, but I walked in off the street one day and asked them if they could make these books, and they do. And they do a really nice job. And a lot of people, Indiegogo is not as near as popular a platform as Kickstarter, but because you can only have so many things in the pipe at once with Kickstarter, and because that's a good reason, we do a lot of those. We did almost all of these on Indiegogo. Well, coming up, we're having a reprint Kickstarter. We call it the Lifetime of Adventure because there are 65 titles on there, more actually than that. But there are 65 titles just in one system you could get in the Kickstarter. You can pick and choose. We have it set up. It's going to be really great. You can actually go and look up you can look us up, Frog God Games on Kickstarter, and you can sign up for that now to be notified when it launches. The two things that are really interesting about it is that the first time we've supported on Kickstarter both Castles and Crusades and Dungeon Crawl Classics. And we have the Dungeon Crawl Classics modules here that we've done. We're doing 5 of them for the reprint Kickstarter, and they include one of the Christmas ones, the 12-Days of Orcus.
They're going to say DCC on it.
Yeah, you'll see the DCC support. We have 3 of them here.
Not that one.
3 of them. 1, 2, 3 in the back right there.
There you go.
By you.
Yeah.
Yep. 1975 is the one Bill wrote ages ago that is written to be like 1975 adventure. So it's, if you're low level, very into it, it's written to be, deadly and, like that.
I was wondering if that was like
Yeah, it's
a
Probably
reprint
my-
or
my-
reskin
Yeah,
of
it is.
one
Yeah.
from.
But it's never been Dungeon Crawl Classics. We also did Tower of the Dead Thieves, which is quite it's really fun by Pete Spahn. He writes great OSR stuff. And then we did the Mouth of Doom from Rappahatnock, which is our most popular adventure by a long shot. That's the intro level, not the level 1, but that's the easiest way into Rappahatnock, and it has a cool set where you do gambling with these really interesting demon stuff. It's a fun, and it really represents Rappahatnock well. And those are all going to be on the Kickstarter for the 65 reprints. And so, a lifetime adventure. It's coming up. And
Wow.
the nice thing is
About a week.
you don't probably week and a half.
Yeah, week and a half,
I know how excited he is.
Yeah.
But the nice part is that you can pick and choose. You don't have to go in and buy all 65. Though we encourage you to. You can. But in many different systems, that
Hey,
you can
Zeb.
pick and choose the ones that you want. We have them sorted by theme, and you be able to pick it in the backer kit. But you want to get in on it because the more you buy, the cheaper they get. Because they're normally about $25. Because we really spend a lot in the print costs. But you buy enough of them, they go down to $12.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we
okay.
also have a bunch of we'll have the PDFs on there for pretty cheap. So if you just want, if you're a digital person, they're there and they're inexpensive to try them all. And that's another level that if that's for you, that's the thing. The last thing I'm gonna let Bill talk about.
Well, I'll talk about the last thing. But the last bit on the Kickstarter is that one of the reasons we're doing it was I've gotten a lot of complaints from our fans because they didn't get these 6 soft covers or these 5 soft covers.
And they don't go to Indiegogo.
And we only print them once usually.
Right.
And so now we've sort of made it. You're gonna have to you can download a little spreadsheet because there's so many titles. But yeah, it's really for the completionists out there. And I know I'm talking to some of you who probably will see this podcast. It's a way to pick up the stuff that you missed because it was only on Indiegogo.
And it's also a great way to pick up a lot of our stuff on PDF. If you never had it for the first time, really inexpensively, because the PDF levels are designed to be come on in.
Yeah, come on.
But
Yeah,
if you
check us
want to
out.
get, and you
Yeah.
could, if you want to come in, and you can sign up just for one book, and then you can go into the backer kit and buy as many as you like and upgrade your pledge to whichever it is. And
Yeah.
however many books you get, they do get cheaper per book, and so we recommend it. So.
That's awesome.
So the last thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Again, we like that kind of deal. Me and Larry are notorious for this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, yeah, if I spend a little bit more, I get that much more. So we're all about looking for a good deal on things.
Absolutely. Okay, so the last thing I will talk about, and this is something I'm pretty excited about. So about 50 years ago, I guess, almost.
So true.
I started running white
not
box
lying.
D&D. It was almost 50 years ago. Actually, it would be
47.
47 years ago. I started writing my own rule set. Back then, there were not a lot of rules, and you had a white box and I think
They were
the
hard to
Monster-
understand.
Monster manual might have been out.
Like
I think it came out in
yeah.
77 or something. They were really hard to understand, and so we sort of had our own house rules. And so in the early 2000s, I started working on that thing, which is my own home rule set. And those of you who've ever played with me at a convention or something like that will see that I have 15, 20. I've had as many as 32 players in the game, and I can sort of run it seamlessly. So I shelved this project back in 2010 because, Matt Finch came into our company and was working with us, and he was doing Swords and Wizardry, and so we didn't need a second rule set. But then, Matt has gone off on his own thing. We are no longer producing Swords and Wizardry, and I'm like, damn it, before I die, I want my rule set done.
God forbid.
And so,
Thank you.
yeah.
Jesus.
And so
I'm the only
anyway,
one in
so
Frog God who will say that.
I
It's not
finally,
very clear.
pretty much, the rest of them probably wish it was true. I actually have, so I talked to our cartographer who lives in Austria, doesn't speak English, but he reads and writes it perfectly. One of his hobbies is he does sort of bio-tapestry Cthulhu art, right? Which sort of matches my game, the way I run it. And so I was able to get Robert to do a whole bunch of really cool bio-tapestry Cthulhu art that you can see on that shot a couple seconds ago, that works really nice with kind of the old school feel. Yeah. And so it's sort of I call the artwork a cross between Monty Python and Call of Cthulhu, right? But I would refer to this game more as a advanced white box system. So I had my white box and I had to make the rules playable.
Right.
And this is what I came up with about 45 years ago.
Well, give an example about the lore check, though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of the interesting mechanics is called a lore check. What that is, I've been doing this for years. So if you're a thief character, you might know something about how to find out whether or not the guy in town is really the head of the Thieves Guild or something like that. In order to do that, it's globally called a lore check. You roll a d6, and you have a certain number you have to hit. If you hit that number, you can find out that information. Likewise, something like a wizard would get a potion to identify the bush light potion, right? And in order to identify that that's a bush light potion, the wizard would make a roll, and if he did, he'd know it was a bush light potion.
And that wasn't in the original white box. And
No.
the one I wanted to make sure you don't forget is that the other thing is one of the things that Bill did that the first time I actually saw him, he ran games for like 18 people. right? And how do you do that? Well,
Ah.
he has actually, there's inside the rules, or how do you run
Yeah.
fast-paced, fun games for larger groups of people? And that's something that concentrates on, because that's not really in a lot of the other rules.
That's
And
correct.
so-
That's not in any of the other rules. Let's
Not
be
any of the
honest.
rules.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's what makes it unique, because he does a great job, and the kind of small bits of guidance he gives makes it a great option for things like schools or for clubs or for things like that, because it's a lot of fun. It's pretty easy to learn, but it gives you ways you can conclude people that he does better than anybody, honestly. I don't like to praise him in public, but I'm going to right
let me
here.
praise him a little bit more. He
Well-
was turning, he was blushing a little bit on that one.
Well,
Yeah,
he's not used to praise from us. because
Yeah, I
we're
know
always- we're
exactly.
always
Right?
working.
They're always like, God damn it, the editor has to do more work now. And so it's
That's true.
but the rules they're really simple, really easy, really fast-paced game. One of the things about an old school game is everybody knows you don't want to fight stuff.
Right.
I have a really simple but fast and easy to use and a pretty effective. It's been play tested for hundreds of hours at this point, but really probably tens of thousands of hours. But parlaying rules. So rather than fight the orcs, you bribe them with gold, or maybe you intimidate them or convince them to go away. You speak with animals on the wolf pack that's going to eat you, and maybe they'll leave you alone or throw meat or something. Those types of things are in there. But it's one dice roll.
Right.
So it happens.
Right, you're not going back and forth.
What do
back
you
and
do?
forth,
What
yeah.
do you do? What do you do? And then boop, you're done, and the result happens. And so it's very simple.
Now that's something we got to do, Larry. I see. So again, because we often do gaming, live on air and stuff, a lot of tabletop gaming doesn't lend itself well to it. This sounded like it would lend itself perfectly for that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where because we tend to be a large group, so
And the nice thing is with the large group, it's like large group takes the place of the hirelings we used to have, right? So you pick your own meat shield to bring them in.
Well-
because it's designed to, you can play, you go through it. If you die, it's not hard to get back in. It's like you're not excluded just because you're playing an old style game.
right.
And that, I think, is what makes the way he plays so much fun and why we would want to publish it.
Character creation takes forever, at least.
Yeah. You have to buy
3 or 4
software to do
minutes.
it, right? You don't have to buy software for his because he couldn't use it,
Yeah.
and I couldn't write it.
Yeah.
Frankly, so it really is. It's a great game for large groups that like to have fun and fast paced, and it's not something you see a lot of.
So I'll make
No.
I'll make this offer if you guys want to do this. I'll run a Zoom game for you guys for your group,
Oh, we are so doing that.
and so just let me know when you want to do it. And I'd be happy to run. I'd happy to run a game. I actually run the play test of this thing and the balance checking. Like so, Zeb Cook's one of my best friends.
Right.
He lives right by me in my giant metropolis of
Zeb
10,000
who?
people.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I told you guys that story. I don't need to tell it online, but it was funny. Zeb and I live like 2 miles apart. So he's one of the best rules guys that I've ever met. His module creation's good too.
Too
His rules-
easy.
Well, he made it so he made it so one he was understandable.
Oh,
Anyway,
well,
so-
whatever. What has done
yeah.
for you lately? Oh, this.
So he and about a dozen other folks have been being subjected to. Okay, are the classes balanced? Do the encounter tables work? Why is there a 30% chance to encounter werewolves in the mountains? There wasn't. It was a typo. 5 and a 2 got reversed. But we've really gone hard to play test and stuff with
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
folks.
Most neighbors come over to borrow your leaf blower. You come over to ask them, does this
Yeah.
look bad? Do
No,
these
this
character
is
classes
actually
look
100%
valid?
true.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is a 100%
yeah,
true
yeah.
story. And I've been to his house when like everybody shows up, like Kirk Gould from the Wizards of the Coast was there, and
He's in my radar
we go
group,
through and it's like you open a cabinet and out falls the TSR Camelot. So like weird stuff does happen in his house. And I now own that copy because he didn't know he had 2. So it works out. It works out well for me. But this is when he's telling you the story about what happens in his house with D&D rules. None
Yeah.
of it is untrue.
Yeah.
It is all. And I didn't believe it until I went there. It's all true.
Yeah, because I've got plenty of time. I'm sort of retired, as you know, because I'm not killing myself for the Navy, as you can tell from long hair this year. And maybe as soon as I get another contract, I'm gonna have to cut it all off. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and advertise this now. North Texas RPG Con, they're gonna auction off cutting my hair.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
we do it here?
Oh, no.
No,
no. But,
Damn.
We are talking about that. Oh, we are so covered
Yeah,
that
yeah,
long. if we
yeah.
No,
go.
you really need. I'm gonna give a plug. You really need to come there because it is not near as big as this, but it is condensed, old school nerdery, kind of like a neutron star, right? You take everybody here is playing games. It's very very fun. You want to talk about why it is that UK won or U1 from the TSR was good, 9 people will jump in the elevator and explain to you why it's not the best, but the best one is actually L1. And why is that? No, L2. And the thing is, but it's so compressed. And then the guy who wrote L2 will walk right by. So you really want to go there because it's a lot of fun. It's run like a big party as opposed to like a con. We all know each other that go there. They limit it to 500 people, and they're never going to change. So sign up early, sign up often, go.
All right.
Are there even tickets available for next year?
There still are a few, I think.
All right.
It's worth going. Anybody who likes old school games, you will never be sorry.
Yeah. So if for us fossils, you again. What's that? You're a fossil, Larry.
No, he told out of beer.
Oh,
beer,
oh, okay. All right.
He
I thought
felt
he was
left
gonna-
out of your alcoholism.
I thought
But
he
anyway,
wasn't going to say
just to close on the rule system, it's going to be launching, the Kickstarter pass will be launching just before GaryCon.
All right.
That's the plan.
And I've got the whole thing written at this point, except for I'm going to do like a little fast start pamphlet thing.
So
and,
what we're
it's
going
real
to
close.
do is when the Kickstart launches, we're going to have him come on. We're going to run through a few runs of it online so you can watch. We'll give the Kickstart out then again. So, but
It'll probably be
it's
March.
not like you can't find it, people.
No.
Come on, we'll direct you again, but make sure to go. This is one that I am more than mildly intrigued by.
Excellent.
Cool.
No,
So
excellent.
the last thing I want to talk about is these guys are really, really nice folks. And can you show that whiskey set for a second?
No.
They made me a logo specific whiskey set, and I just wanted to put a shout out.
If you
and
don't
thank
know
you.
him, there's that is like probably the most.
Yeah.
That's a perfect gift. That's like giving Satan fire.
Yeah, totally, man. It was
So
freaking nice.
what we
I
actually
wanted to
did was
thank you
made
guys
one
again.
for Frog
They
God
made one
Games
for me
because
with our logos and everything
Yeah.
else. It was really nice.
It was
So-
very nice.
because we may have drank a few times together.
done once
So
or
I
twice, yeah.
thought you might appreciate a whiskey.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make
did.
you
I
as
really
special as you think. A lot of people have done that, and
All right.
no one regrets it. Well, very few.
Also a
you,
good
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But yes, we all may have.
But I just
we
wanted,
all
I
may
just
have.
wanted to do a shout out thanks on that because
Yeah,
I really
it was amazing.
Yeah.
He showed it to me yesterday. He couldn't wait to show it to me, and it's very few things that he shows me now that I'm that surprised by. 'Cause we've been working together 8 years now. Actually, I
Yeah.
started working from GameholeCon. I met him
yeah.
for that, and when I saw that, I'm like, I am excited about that. That is really cool
Yeah, it is
because there are things you get excited about that. Yeah, I have one of those. You showed me that last year.
Yeah.
That's not true with this. This was really great. You guys did a
Yeah.
really nice thing.
All right,
All right.
guys. So where can they? So let's go back over because you guys covered a ton of material. Let's start with the Kickstarts you got going on right now.
No, you can go sign up for it right now. You
Okay, you can sign
look
up for it right
look
now.
under Frog Out Games. It's a
Not
lifetime of adventure. You can sign up for the notification for it launches. It's launching soon. We're finishing the last bits of it to make sure that it makes a lot of sense when you get there because we have 65 titles. Actually, there's a total of 140 SKUs on that. And so in order to make that understandable, fun, and then you don't click away and never come back, we're sitting there right now to make it the clarity and everything else. But if you like D&D adventures, we make a lot of them. We have over 600 SKUs in our history. These are only the most recent ones that are available, and they're great. If you like Castles and Crusades, you like DCC, our first entries there are there. You like OSC, you like Sword Wizard, you like OSR, those general like games. You like 5e, it's all there. So we encourage you to come on and check it out. It really is lifetime adventure. You can get one, you can get 130, 140, literally. So if there's anything that, any questions you have or anything else, let us know. We're at a booth here. We are available online. You can talk to us on Facebook. My wife does a lot of the work on Facebook and everything else, and she's smarter than both of us combined.
Yeah.
So we encourage you to contact us.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, FrogGodGames.com obviously is our website. But we're
Links
Facebook-
below.
We're very
Link
we're
below.
very active on Facebook as well.
All right,
All right, thank
'Cause
you.
We're old.
guys. Thank you as always. You bring so much stuff that it's like hard to keep up with. I love what you're doing as far as releasing it all. We'll definitely be doing a lot more.
Absolute
and
pleasure.
seeing
Thank
you.
you.
A lot more.
Pleasure.
All right, guys. So again, this is day 3 of Gamehole 2024. We're here for a couple more days. We've got more interviews coming up. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, all your podcasting places. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
I had to say almost nothing.
Thank you, buddy.